There's a lot of software programs, a lot of services. One of the keystone programs out there is Donor Perfect, that you can subscribe to. And there's a monthly charge, and it's a pretty good monthly charge. For those of you that are not for profits, make sure you join TechSoup.org. TechSoup.org. Because as a not for profit, once you register with them, you can then get these products at greatly reduced prices, whether it's a monthly fee or an annual fee. I mean, very reduced prices. If you're not familiar with TechSoup.org, make sure you get familiar. But yes, there are applications that you can subscribe to or programs you can download and use to collect and track donor giving, donor information, schedules of meeting with donors, contacting donors, and all of that. And all that stuff is very, very important. But what I want to caution you about is this. At the beginning, as we start here, if you're an experienced organization, then you need to contact Jim Holdman or one of those other experts and ask them, hey, what do you suggest I use? And they'll give you some recommendations. But when you're in the early stages of really reformulating your fundraising strategies, if a lot of what's in these videos is very new to you, I'm more concerned that you pay attention to all of the different areas I spoke about. The communication, identifying minnows and whales, and all of these, knowing why people give. I mean, these are all foundational issues that we cover in these videos. And it would be very easy for you to get swallowed up in a donor management application now and spend all your time trying to figure it out and manipulate that, and sacrificing the attention that you should be placing on all of the other aspects. So I'm going to go so far as to say, and maybe some people would disagree with me on this, but I think you can start out with a spreadsheet where you're putting donors' names and their information, or in a simple database, even a contact management system. You could probably use Outlook at first. With all of the resources that Microsoft Outlook provides for you, go to a service like appsforrent.com. And for $7 a month or $75 a year, you can have a full Microsoft Exchange account, which then you can have one account and share it with several people to have on their computers. And when they go into that account, there's plenty of room for you to put the donor name and all that, and notes and scheduling and schedule things and have a master schedule. And that's just with Outlook. Or you can use a spreadsheet so you can do more tabulating. But even if you decide to go ahead and make the investment to get something like a Donor Perfect or some other donor acquisition software, and I just say Donor Perfect because that one sticks in my mind. There's lots of them out there, and I'm not endorsing any one particular program. That would not be fair to me to do, because I want to stay in a more global structural foundations with you here. So, but even if you do get one of those programs or applications, stick with the very, very, very basic stuff of name, information about the donor, and we will provide some resources, a couple PDFs that will show you some of the things you want to find out about that donor as you have the face-to-face meeting, which we'll talk about in another video. But the point is here, yes, collect information. And collect as much historical information as you can. Collect as much information about the donors as you can. Make notes about their attitudes towards you, what's important to them. Who, when they give money, who are the top 3 organizations they give money to. You may not be on that list of top 3, but you'd like to be there. And store all that information, all your events and the money you raise, the money you spend, who gave money, all of that. But try not to get so focused on the application that all of your time and effort is in trying to figure out how to use the program, because the time will come when you do your fundraising effectively, you can hire someone to do that, to focus on that. But mostly these videos, I think, are more for the visionaries and the operations people who want to figure out how can I rework my advertising efforts, my fundraising efforts, so that I can exponentially increase the funds that we have to provide our services, which you can do. And don't get wrapped up too much in the manipulation of the information that you get out of these donor management programs. So hopefully I've been able to make that clear that I want you to be interested in these programs. I'd like you to maybe even experiment with some programs, but that should not be a priority, not now. Get all of these other foundational issues addressed that we're talking about here in this video series, and leave the nitty-gritty technical stuff for a little bit later, unless you have a staff person you can put right on that and assign them to get it, learn it, know it, love it, because the person who runs that program has a big job and a specific job. And you're going to want to divide up the responsibilities for the fundraising and donor management and donor information management and all of that to different people. But if it's just you right now, or it's you and a couple people in leadership position who are focusing on this fundraising, then be interested and be excited about information acquisition from donors and managing that information. But don't let it overshadow getting the basics down, the communication, and why people give, and all these other things we talk about in these videos. Focus on all of it together. Keep the information in a spreadsheet. If that's the simple way you want to do it, just keep a spreadsheet, because in the future, that spreadsheet information can always be then imported into a management program. So you're not losing anything today by just keeping it in a spreadsheet.